Good morning and welcome back to the Weekend Gardener. It's been a little while since I've done a video, but I have still been coming down to the plot and keeping on top of things, and now I'm going to start to get ready for the next growing season. Later on today I'm going to be getting my onion seeds planted at home, but while we're down here we'll just have a quick look around the plot so we can see where we are. It's more of a record for myself for future, so let's have a quick look around and then get back inside to the warmth. We might as well start in the polytunnel, which is a total mess. Because I'm giving up one of the plots, I'm having to move a lot of stuff from the shed in the other plot, and I'm not quite sure where I'm going to put it yet. So at the moment it's just being dumped in here because I'm not using the ground for much. I have got one of the giant Else onions that started to sprout, so I've just popped it into the ground. So hopefully I'll be able to get some seeds from that, because the price of seeds at the moment is ridiculous. I've got the blueberry bushes in here just to keep them out the worst of the weather, and I've just put one of my netted boxes in just to keep it dry. So yeah, there's a little bit of a mess in here. I've got a few garlic. There was just a few extras, so I just popped them in there to see if they did anything. Seem to be doing all right, so I'm just going to leave them to it. Let's have a look outside. Most of these beds are just empty, but with the weather being so mild, it's just not stopping the weeds from growing. So I'm still having to come down and weed things. Strawberry bed could do with a tidy up. Asparagus bed. After I finish filming, I'm just going to cut the tops off the old asparagus. And this year will be the first year that I can actually take some cuttings from it. So hopefully we'll have some asparagus in a few months. A couple of beds there. These are new panic-collar beds. I'm trying to fill them up slowly with it's more kitchen scraps and brassica leaves and things that I'm putting in. So I'm not putting much into the compost. I'm putting them all into these beds. Let's have a walk up the path. There's a compost base. I've had to take the insulation out of the compost base because the rats were just chewing through it. You can see a hole there where they've got in, and on this side this is the mess that they leave behind. You can see all the little bits of insulation foam. So what I had to do was, when I emptied out this compost bin, I spent an hour at least picking through and getting as many of the bits out as I can, and then before I use it I'll sieve it again. I've managed to fix most of the damage on the greenhouse. There's still a few panels that are a little bit wobbly, need replacing. The 4mm polycarbonate sheeting really isn't good enough for the job, so I've ordered some 6mm. I've replaced a couple of the roof panels, and I shall hopefully be doing all of it soon. And this is the insulation that came out of the compost bays. So there's not a lot going in here really. Let's have a look here. I've got some Swiss chard, which is just about holding on. I'll trim off all the dead leaves and it'll soon come back again when the weather warms up. Got some beetroot, and these are my parsnips. I was speaking to one of the old guys on the plot, and he says what he does with his parsnips is he just digs them up. He uses a hanging basket actually to keep the rats and mice away from them. He doesn't even wash the dirt off, he just stores them outside like this, and these have been out here for about 3 weeks now, and we had some for Christmas dinner and they were fine. So I'm just going to leave them there and take them as I need them. I've covered these two beds up. I've got some green manure growing in there. This bed had green manure in, it's all dying off now. So in a couple of weeks I shall dig it in. These are my onion sets. I don't know if you can see very well. The white onions are coming through fine. Excuse me. Red onions are slowly starting to come through, and these, I've got field beans in here. They were growing really well, and then the frost got them and killed them off, but I don't know if you can see, but new shoots are starting to come through. So I've just put this little bit of polycarbonate around to protect them, keep the worst of the weather off, and they should pick up again. And then into the cage. Just put a little path of slabs down. Garlic is doing fine in these little beds. I've got some shallots in here. I just covered them over because they're having so much rain that I didn't want them to rot off. So hopefully, oh yeah, one of them's starting to shoot. Oh, just try and get that up. Yeah, so the first one, oh, there's another one there. So a couple have started to shoot. So I'll give the bed a little bit of a weed over. And they'll be okay in there. Some more field beans in here with, I think this is a purple sprouting broccoli. It was self-seeded, so I've just let it grow. And the rest of the beds, I've just got nothing in them at the moment. I'm going to put brassicas in all of these. So over the coming weeks, I'm going to put lime down because I have a problem with brassica club root. But if you increase the pH of the soil with lime, then apparently it stops it a little bit. So I'm going to give that a go. And there's the raspberry canes. They all need to be trimmed down to the ground, ready for next year, and hopefully with all the weed membrane. And then when I put the wood chip down, just stop them sprouting up everywhere. Apple trees are doing okay. And the pear tree seems to be okay. Just getting a few little buds starting to form. And that's pretty much it at this time of year, not a lot going on. So we'll head home and we'll start work on the onion seeds. I'm back home now in the garden shed, and I shall show you my little setup that I've got for when I start my seedlings. Worked quite well last year, so hopefully it'll be the same this year. It's a little bit cramped in here, it's not the best for filming, but it gets the job done. So I'll just show you what it's all set up like. Last year I built this small area. It's 1.5 metres long by ½ metre deep. I've got 2 LED strip lights across the top. They're nothing special. I got a friend who'd been doing up his garage and he got them for me, so I took them on. I've brought the Super 7 in. I've got some little trays. I've just sieved the compost. It's not the best compost in the world. It's been outside all winter and it's cold, so I've had it in the house for the last couple of days just warming up, but it should be just enough to fill these seed trays up. And I've got my little box of onions, so I'm going to pick through them and get them going. Unfortunately, I forgot to film the last section yesterday, so I'll show you the seeds that I've sown. I've brought them inside today because it's too cold in the shed. I don't want to keep the heating on without need to when it's already nice and warm in the house, so I've just moved the Super 7 into the living room. And this is what I got up to. So I've got the Bedfordshire Champion, put 2 seeds into each cell in there, and that's a 15 cell tray. Same here, these are Elsa Craig and some Zabroon shallots, and over on the other side, over on this side, I've sowed a few more. I've got some red Brunswick, which are a red onion, red Burgundy, which are a red onion, and some Utah Jumbo, which are a white onion. So that's all the onions for this year. Hopefully they'll come through and we'll have a good crop. Well, that's it for this week. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I look forward to seeing you all again in the future, and I'd like to wish you all a happy Christmas and a Merry New Year.